Hi, I'm Amanda Paldow, the owner of Triad Tutoring, and we're looking at Test 1, Section 3, problem number 19 in the official SAT study guide. So this one is a trig problem. So if you have not taken trig, it may be a little bit challenging. But if you remember back to your basic geometry, SOHCAHTOA, that can help you, even if you haven't taken trig. So first, let's start by drawing a triangle, because that will help. So in a right triangle, one angle measures x, where sine of x is 4/5. Well, there we go. Now we've got a triangle. And now let's label our triangle. Okay, so sine x. And remember back to SOHCAHTOA. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So that means 4 is my opposite measurement and 5 is my hypotenuse. And so opposite means the diagonal from x. So that one is 4. And hypotenuse is the one that's always across from the right angle. So that one is 5. So now I want to know, what is cosine of 90 minus x? This is sometimes hard to wrap your mind around, but it's easier if you think back to the math techniques. Then you want to think about making up numbers to make things make more sense for you, make them less abstract. So let's pretend that x equals 35 degrees. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you pick. The point is that if x is 35 degrees, then what is the other angle measure here? Well, we know that the angles add up to 180 degrees. So I know that I would have 35 plus 90 plus that third angle would equal 180 degrees. Right? So that third angle would be 55. So this angle would be 55 degrees. Again, it doesn't matter what you pick as x, right? That's something that I'm just making up just so I can have some numbers, so it makes a little bit of sense for me. So now when I say, what is cosine of 90 minus x? Cosine of 90 minus my x value is 35, then really what they're asking for is the cosine of 55. So what they're asking for is the cosine of this angle. And again, I could have used any values there. The idea is just cosine of 90 minus x means the opposite angle, right? Because 90 degrees of the triangle are in this right angle, and the other 90 are in these two angles combined. So if I say 90 minus x, then it would mean the other angle, that third angle, right? But sometimes that's hard to make sense of when you just have variables. And so that's why putting some numbers in makes it just go, oh, that makes so much more sense, right? So now the cosine of that, the adjacent side, 4, because remember, ka means adjacent over hypotenuse. So what is adjacent to this angle? The 4. And what is the hypotenuse? 5. So adjacent over hypotenuse, 4/5. And if you're further along in trig, this may make sense without having to do this work, right? Because what you might remember is sine and cosine are equal, just set off from each other by 90 degrees, right? So if you are further along in your trig work, then that might be something that you already just know intuitively. But if not, you can always go back to drawing a diagram, choosing numbers, and using the basic SOHCAHTOA that you learned in geometry to make it make sense for you, even though it's a trig problem. Hope that helps. Thanks for watching.